Hey everybody, welcome to Movie Mavens. I'm Carsen Green.
And I'm Annie Janes. You're listening to our Movie Mavens Diary.
Annie, tell me, what have you been watching?
Well, I've been doing some prep for our end of the year, which I know we're in the new year, but our like top 10 of the year, end of the year discussion. So I've been watching a lot of movies that I haven't seen that came out in 2023. And one of those movies was Maestro.
Bradley Cooper, The Nose.
Yes, Bradley Cooper, The Nose, and written and directed and starring him. Not just the nose is distracting, it's the whole face, because he looked like a plastic man. Does that, you know what I mean? Like really plastic.
Okay, compare him. All right, two things pop into mind, two characters pop into mind. Number one, Godwin from Poor Things. And also number two, Ken from Barbie. Where do we land on that scale?
I have to say that Gus pointed out something funny about Godwin, which is like he actually had really minimal practical effects or makeup on his face, Willem Dafoe. And Yorgos Lanthimos is like, you literally need to add like one thing to Willem Dafoe and he's a full-on monster. Like it doesn't take much.
The thing on his chin. Yeah, that was it.
Well, Ken from Barbie, like that is his face.
Yeah, true.
But it was like when people get a little too much work done and you can see like hard edges within their like cheekbones or in their jaw. It kind of was giving that vibe. And it was distracting because I don't think it was necessary and I couldn't help but just think about like what it would look like if it was just Bradley Cooper. However, the movie covers a long range of time from the moment he is like 25, which when it comes to him, Bradley Cooper is supposed to be 25. The prosthetics, the face makeup prosthetics made him look so old because it gave him this like old man chin. It's that thing where like the chin like pops off the face and goes down like a crooked nose, but a chin. Very old man, and he was supposed to be 25. It spans from the moment he like gets to conduct the New York Philharmonic or something like that until I don't want to say it because it's a spoiler, but till he's like an old man, which that knowing we see that long is not a spoiler. Okay, so the however is that when he's an old man, the makeup actually really works for me. It really makes him not only just look old, but also like I believe he's more that guy for some reason. So
it might be because Bradley Cooper is closer to whatever age that is than he is 25. Like, let's be honest.
True, and like when you get old, like old men get this like thickness to themselves, like their face and their skin, and so naturally they're adding layers to Bradley Cooper's face, and it just like it is nice that also when you're old you just like have those layers anyway. So all that aside, is the movie any good? I think it was like trying to be a little too something that it's not. Like there's some musical sequences that I feel like it's really, really trying to be that like, I'm the Hollywood magic. I'm dancing on the table. I'm tap dancing on the table. And I'm in a big studio lot.
So it's a lot more La La Land and less Tar is what I'm hearing.
It is Tar in the plot, but it's trying to have this like Hollywood whimsy of La La Land.
Yeah, interesting.
And the whimsy did not work for me. Okay, but then enter Carey Mulligan.
Yeah, a godsend.
Girl shows up, you never know what's going to happen. You never know how you're going to feel about a movie. The movie is kind of about, other than Leonard Bernstein, the like American conductor who... It's about that, but it's also about how his relationship with his wife, in that he has a wife who he loves, but he also like requires having sexual relations with men on the side. And it's like an open known fact almost from the jump, seemingly, between him and his wife and him and everyone around him. So the conflict isn't between that and that it's like frowned upon especially in the time, or that it's like has anything to do with homosexuality. To me, it really is inspecting how he was just a bad husband and he was just a narcissistic man. And Carey Mulligan really sold it for me. She brought me to tears. I actually cried at this movie.
Wow.
I know. Never thought. Never did I think, but I did. But at the end of the day, I didn't love it. It was like pretty good. It was like a 7 out of 10. It's not going on my end of the year list, but it made me cry. That's like that's some serious biz.
Yeah, that is serious biz. I don't think I'll watch it.
Okay, I was going to ask that. Okay. I mean, I actually, honestly, when I had finished it, I really wanted to text you to tell you that you should watch it.
Interesting.
But mostly because I'm just curious what you think of it.
Is it black and white?
It is black and white until we reach the point in the movie where like movies would be in color, like in the 1960s or whatever.
Okay.
And I think like it suffers from that biopic thing where it covers too long of time. It felt like, and I didn't feel like there was a very satisfying arc for Leonard Bernstein. But I don't know. I did want to know what you thought about it because I did enjoy watching it more than I thought I would. It's a lot like Tar. I don't think it's as interesting, but it is really trying. Sometimes too much.
Yeah. Do you think that a lot of people have been talking about it as like just Bradley Cooper's bid to finally win an Oscar?
Mm-hmm.
Does it have that kind of vibe to it? Like does it take itself a little too seriously?
Yeah. I think like he's trying too hard for that and it shows.
Yeah.
Whereas like if he was just trying to make it really good and then it gets an Oscar, that's different. But he's like trying to make it really good for an Oscar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, we've seen that. We saw that time and time again with Leo.
I mean, this one felt even worse. Like the moments where he's like singing and dancing, because he does like music for shows, like theatrical shows. So it has a little of that in there. But when that happens, I just felt like ingenuine or something.
Yikes.
Yeah. But I do want to know how you feel about it and what you thought about it. Because I really was like engaged as I watched it.
Okay. So. I mean, maybe if I find myself in an afternoon, don't know what to watch, I'll throw it on. Yeah.
Well, what have you been watching?
Thank you for asking. The other night, I went and saw a screening of this movie called Totem, which is actually Mexico's bid for the Oscar for the foreign language film category. And it's this story of this young girl. I think she's 7 years old, and she goes to her father's like family house. Her and like all of the aunties are getting ready for a birthday party for her dad. And the dad has terminal cancer. He's like very close to being dead. We're just spending the whole day with this family inside their family house. And it's like a very close up look at like connection and family and even grief, but also just an abundance of love and gentleness and girlhood. It was so moving. It was so beautiful. I had the honor of hearing the filmmaker, Lila, I forget her last name, but she did a Q&A after the screening. Like, this was actually her story. This is her daughter's story. Her daughter's father died when she was very young. And that was an actual day that they had as a family together, like celebrating his final birthday. He was 27. And just like the way that she spoke about making the film and like being a filmmaker and like what this movie meant to her, and it was just like very moving. And the thing that like really, really struck me, and I like haven't stopped thinking about this thing that she said, she was like, I needed to make this in a way that was respectful to my daughter. I needed to watch this movie and I needed to make this movie through her eyes so that it wasn't like she wouldn't look on it and be and have, you know, like bad memories about it or look at it and think, okay, I'm misremembering something or something like that. Like she wanted it to be true to her daughter's experience, and like that's just like such a different way to make art, I guess. Is like for an audience of one, you know?
Yeah, truly.
It was really, really, really moving. And something that struck me, I mean, I guess just like this exploration of like interconnectedness and human connection, but something that really struck me is like this family who is in the middle of like tragedy, like their brother is and their father is literally actively dying. And they're just so soft and gentle with each other. And like, they're just holding so much space for each other. And I just like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a cultural thing, but I just feel like if someone from California was making this movie, it might look really different. It might look like the family snapping at each other, or, you know, like their grief bubbling up into anger or frustration with each other. And it was just really like refreshing, I think, to see just literally love and gentleness and kindness towards each other. It was so nice, dude.
That's so sweet.
And it was so beautiful. I recommend. It's called Totem. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere. They might still be. They're like touring it with screenings.
Yeah. Well, that sounds great. I do want to check that out whenever I can.
Yeah, I recommend. What's something else that you watched?
I watched The Holdovers.
Oh yeah, Paul Giamatti. It finally hit Peacock, I believe, streaming on Peacock. Uh-huh. And I really wanted to watch this in theaters over the holidays, but I just like couldn't make it happen. Yeah.
This movie's directed by Alexander Payne, who did like Sideways. He also did that bad movie Downsizing. That movie was bad, but he's like a good.
I watched that recently.
Did you really? Did you think it was bad?
No, I mean it's pretty bad, but it's like entertaining enough.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry. Go on.
That's funny. He also did Election, I believe.
Oh, nice. We love that.
We love that. We have an episode on that. Okay, this is another great Alexander Payne movie. This isn't another Downsizing. Just kidding. It was so good, dude. It was like, so it's about Paul Giamatti he's like a horrible asshole, honestly, who works at a boys' school, like a Catholic boys' school. And everyone usually goes home for Christmas break. It's like a boarding school. But there's usually like a handful of kids who can't go home for Christmas break for one reason or another. And there's one teacher that like whoever draws a short straw basically has to stay at the school over Christmas break and like babysit these boys who can range from like 12 to 18, it seemed. And there's a main character. So there's a main character of Paul Giamatti. Then there's a main character of one of the kids that has to stay over Christmas break. But then there's a third character who's a lunch lady who also is staying over the holidays to like feed them. And they all have different things going on that are apparent throughout the movie. And it really does feel like a triad of these three main characters. Which I loved. Like it felt pretty equal, divided.
Okay.
As far as you can between characters. You can always argue for a main one, but this movie felt like one that I would put on every holiday season, honestly. It is very
interesting. Wow.
It happens over holiday break and over Christmas time. They celebrate Christmas together, and a lot of it can be sad and kind of a bummer, but it wraps up in a really fun, beautiful way. Hence being able to watch it every year. And last thing I want to say about it is that I think it has some really good pacing. It, like, three huge things, in my opinion, happen in, like, the very first like quarter of the movie. What I thought was going to happen, you know, it's that feeling where you know what's coming, but you think it's going to be stretched out over the course of the whole movie or something, and then it happens like within the next 10 minutes, and it does that like a couple times. I think it is a little too long. I think it really actually could have been a really tight 90. So I felt that a little bit in the middle, but I really love this movie.
It sounds like a feel-good movie. Feel-good movie of the season. We love that.
Yeah. Feel good. I don't know. It's not a feel good, but it is like a feel warm or an indie feel good where it also feels a little sad sometimes. But I loved it, and I think you should check it out. I mean, over Maestro, I would say that this is more of a crowd pleaser, so you're probably more likely to like it, in that the majority of people would probably like it more. It's a little more accessible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I might check it out. I like Paul Giamatti.
Me too. He's so good. But anyways, what's something else you've been watching?
Okay. Thank you for asking. I watched Paul Mescal's and Saoirse Ronan's new film, Foe. I don't know if you've heard of this. It actually did really poorly. It has been doing really poorly. It's receiving just like absolute trash reviews. And to be honest, it is not that good. I think it tries to interject. Okay, it's so funny because you and I have talked about this like over the past several years, I want to say, there's been a lack of sex on screen. And I think it's like been, you know, as a result of the Me Too movement and people not wanting to objectify characters, not wanting to objectify actors and actresses. And so I think it just like was a natural result of that. But sex is back, baby. Like Poor Things brought it back. And there was a lot of intimacy on screen. And none of it felt really distasteful, but it was like a little bit too much, to where we saw so much less of like what their connection actually was and so much more of just like their physical connection, which I guess, I mean, you could argue like that's all their connection was. I don't know. But the gist of the movie is that it's like post-apocalyptic, and this couple, Paul Mescal and Saoirse Ronan, are living in this house, and a government official, maybe a Men in Black, comes to their door and says, "You," points to Paul and says, "You need to come with us. We have to take you off planet."
As you're like, the way you're describing this, I feel so intrigued, and I'm really bummed that this movie is bad. Like, this premise seems dope.
Yeah, I mean, the premise is it is very dope. But it just does not execute well. And there's like a big twist at the end. And it's a secret that just like feels like it shouldn't have been kept from the audience. I don't know, but it just, it's really, really interesting. But there are several instances of this plot being done better. Like number one, off the top of my head, is that episode of Black Mirror with Aaron Paul and Josh Hartnett and Kate Mara.
Which I still haven't seen that one.
It's so, honestly, like if you're intrigued by Foe, go watch that. Like it's shorter, it's much better, it's more concise. There's no secrets. There is a twist, but it's not a secret that's being held from the audience. And it explores connection so much deeper than how this movie does. But there's this movie called The One I Love from 2014 with Elizabeth Moss and Mark Duplass, and It's kind of very much similar, the same premise. There's only 3 characters. There's a big twist ending. There's like issues within the relationship, and their connection is explored really, really, really well and thoughtfully. And I would suggest that movie also in place of this. But Saoirse Ronan is so good, and Paul Mescal. I mean, it's great performances. It's just like a bad script and not so interesting setting. It's like it's post-apocalyptic, and it just is so drab and boring. Like we don't really explore much of anything, I guess. It's just a series of scenes. That's what it feels like.
Ooh, okay. That's such a bummer.
Yeah. What else for you?
I watched a documentary miniseries on HBO Max called
Love Has Won.
Love Has Won. Have you watched this?
Sure did.
Oh, shit. I can't believe that. That's so fun. Did you watch it all?
Yeah.
Yep, me too. Yes. Okay, amazing.
What'd you think?
I mean, I was really, really intrigued by it. For those that don't know, the premise is that there is a woman who like abandons her family kind of all of a sudden for this old man on the internet who's claiming to be Father God. And then she, in going to live with him, is like, you know what? I think I'm Mother God. And then starts a cult based on that idea where there's like a lot of live streaming happening on the internet. And they believe in the Galactics, which is like a federation of famous people who have died or not, like Robin Williams or who else was on there? Trump was on there, which is funny. Yeah. But it's mostly Robin Williams, who they address by Robin throughout the movie. And Robin like is in direct communication with Mother God. And they like are doing they're like drinking and smoking weed like 24/7, 7 days a week. And they're writing down everything this woman does. Like she sneezes at 8:05 a.m. She coughs twice, things like that. Because she gets a following. And so it just follows this cult. Anyways, I thought it was crazy and insane, and I wanted more. I wanted more exploration of these followers, especially after Mother God dies, which is not a spoiler because that's like the opening scene of the whole series. So I thought it was freaking wild, and I just like can't believe that these cult members are like confronted with like exact the opposite of like what they were told would happen. Like what they thought would happen did not happen, and they just like still are delusional about it.
Yeah, it's really.
What did you think though?
It was really jarring. Well, okay, I had been seeing it like on TikTok, and like in people's, watch lists and stuff like that. And I thought I knew everything about it going into it, just literally from consuming like cult things. Like, I don't know, I like exploring cults. And so going into it, I was like, oh, okay, like whatever. I literally put it on as background because I was like cleaning my apartment. That's how much I trusted that I knew everything. When I tell you, I had to sit my ass down in front of that TV.
Dude, the opening is so intense too.
It's so like, it's so sad. It's just really, really, like at the end of it, it's just really, really sad. I cannot believe she drank that much colloidal silver and literally turned blue.
That shot where she's like being wheeled down the hallway of some hotel when she's like in a wheelchair at this point. She is so blue. She cannot even open her eyes.
Yeah.
Like she looked like a mummy alive.
It was really sad. It was really fucked up. But I like that it was 3 parts. I liked that they were an hour long. I liked the pacing of it. I liked the storytelling. It was really easy to watch. It felt like, I don't know. It just felt like it was just a great documentary. But the subject matter was incredibly sad.
I mean, there is sadder, I will say.
True.
Because it is cloaked in so much like absurdity. I think that helps like stomach that the fact that like, oh, these people like left their homes and their families for a crazy delusion. Like that's sad, but there's just also this like absurd nature to what they believe. Like,
yeah,
talking about Robin Williams's galactic spaceship.
I think just like what really got to me is they kept cutting to her family, and they like did this whole deep dive of like what she was like before she was Mother God, and they even explored like her like the psychology of her need for attention, which I thought was really interesting. And you just don't really see that type of like background exploration when you have cult leaders like that, and not in a way that like gives them a fair shot, I think.
Yeah. I think too what's interesting is that this is also recent.
Yeah, right.
Like the documentary also started before the events had wrapped up. Like when like the men get out of prison, were there live when they're like restarting up their like live stream. All of that was pretty crazy to me. And some of the members, especially like there's like a young woman who's our age who like looks so normal. She looks like she could be any of our friends. Like there is a person like that involved in this cult, and it's like really strange and uncanny to witness.
Yeah.
But I recommend it.
Me too. It was fucked up.
It's an interesting watch.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't believe we both watched that.
I know.
Okay, well, hit me with something else that you watched.
So, Annie, as you know, and perhaps listeners, you might also know this, I have been on a disaster kick. I am obsessed.
You're still on it. It's been weeks.
Dude, I am obsessed. I don't know what it is. Like, since like literally I just got a book from the library about the AIDS epidemic. Like, that's how.
Oh my God.
Like, I just need to take all this information in. But I watched Everest. It's from 2015.
Idris Elba?
No.
Bunch
of white dudes. Dudes. Okay. It even has Jake Gyllenhaal in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know the one now.
I forget the main guy's name. I don't know, some Australian. But I really wanted to watch this because it's based on a true story. And I'm so about that lately. When I tell you this movie was so stressful, like it's like 2 hours, maybe a little bit over 2 hours. And the first hour is spent like setting it up, obviously. And I don't know if you know this, but it takes 40 days to climb Mount Everest. Like,
no, I did not know that.
Like, you have to go to base camp and spend weeks there to like
just to acclimate.
Yes, before you can like begin your ascent. So we spend a lot of time like watching everybody train and get up to speed and just kind of like bond. You know, like you spend 40 days. Like, this is an epic journey that you're going on with these strangers. You bond with them. And then the second hour is spent just 100 miles an hour. I mean,
oh my God.
I was white knuckling, dude. I was like I was texting my friend the whole time just to like blow off the stress that I was taking in. I was like, oh my God, now Jake Gyllenhaal's frozen. Oh my God, just furiously texting because I just like, I couldn't hold it all myself. It was so fucking stressful.
Wow. So was it by the end where you like, that was, I mean, fun is a weird way to put it, but you know what I mean?
Oh, it was exhilarating. Yes.
Yeah.
It was exhilarating. And then, Annie, I have to tell you, the very next day, okay, so this is based on a true story. And one of the guys who was on the expedition was a journalist for Outside Magazine. And he actually wrote that book, Into the Wild, which was then like the inspiration for, what is that guy's name? Emil Hirsch played him in the movie Into the Wild, but Anyway, so he wrote a book about this expedition, and it's actually the deadliest Everest expedition in recorded history. This happened in like 1996 over the course of 2 days. And he wrote a book about it. And so the very next day I went to the library and I checked it out. So I'm currently reading it also.
What makes it the deadliest?
I believe 6 people in total died.
Wow. Dude, Everest is crazy. Like, have you seen those pictures from up there?
Yes.
Because of the amount of, like, it's gotten so popular to hike it.
Yes.
That it's, like, covered in trash.
Yes.
There's literally dead bodies, like, littered all across the hike. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's no longer cool to hike Everest.
And I think what I'm really interested in this book is, like, yes, reading this firsthand account of this tale, this epic tale.
And that was long ago when it was cool and crazy. So.
Right. But also, like, I just think that I want to read about, like, the psychology of it, because the guy who wrote this book was on assignment with this magazine. So he didn't pay $70,000 to a Sherpa to, like, get up this mountain. He was there to write about this experience specifically. He just so happened that it was the deadliest expedition. Wow. But I'm really interested in, like, this, like, why we as humans have this kind of, like, you see the tallest mountain in the world and you think, yeah, I can climb that. Yeah.
I know.
Like, what the fuck? Like, it's so, I don't know. I'm just really interested in the psychology of it. So that's why I'm reading this.
When I play certain games that let you traverse anywhere, I have to go to the tallest point. So I don't know. We're probably all in a simulation. Yeah,
no, true. I don't know. Anyway, I'll let you know how the book is. So far, it's devastating.
Wow. Well, that has been this week's Movie Mavens Diary. If you have an entry suggestion for the diary, you should let us know.
And you can write to us on Instagram at Movie Mavens or send us an email at moviemavenspodcast@gmail.com. That's it. Movie Mavens all the way out.